Yeah. So how would you kind of start building your mental health, right? So so for me, I would say there's so first things first. Let's start with the big picture stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of times we're very stressed. It's not that we come in from a equilibrium. We're coming from very stressful environments, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's three things, and I like this because I got this from a famous. He's a Hollywood therapist. His name is Phil Stutz, and he has a
Mm-hmm.
show on Netflix. And he says here three things. It's called a life force, and it's
Mm-hmm.
in retrospect when my startup failed and I was kind of in a low point in my life. I was feeling very down.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize this at the time, but now looking back, this is what I did. And these are the three things I think everyone should do to begin with to kind of
Mm-hmm.
get themselves out of the negative
Mm-hmm.
space, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing is you have to start by getting in touch with your body. So
Mm-hmm.
that means exercising, that
Mm-hmm.
means sleeping well, that means eating well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Without the fuel and the rest,
Mm-hmm.
your body does not have time or space to recover and heal. And if the
Mm-hmm.
body's not able to heal, the mental space up there is not going to do its job. It's directly a reflection of your body. So how you treat your body. So in fact, Phil Stutz says that almost 80% of your life force, this like
Mm-hmm.
positive energy, comes from taking care of your body first. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're feeling like you're in a slump and you're feeling like you're down, start by going on a jog or go for a walk or play a sport that you get out of your own head. You know what I mean? And let your body get that good juju going through. That's the first part. The second part is, again, kind of connected to what I was saying about the relationship. It's connect with people.
Mm-hmm.
Get out and meet other people.
Mm-hmm.
The more you meet other people and ask them questions and hear their stories, the
Mm-hmm.
more you get out of just me. I'm going through a tough time. What you realize is that everybody else
Mm-hmm.
is going through a tough time.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that gives you perspective. You're just like,
Right.
okay, I'm not the only person doing that,
Yes.
right? So you
Definitely.
want to feel connected to humanity.
Mm-hmm.
And so get out and meet anybody, people you
Mhm.
really like and connect with. And then the
Mhm.
third part is journaling.
Mm-hmm.
You got to journal. And this was
Mhm.
one of the biggest things I did because, again, in the aftermath of my startup failing, I had a lot of time on my hands and a lot of negative emotions brewing.
Right.
So
Right.
I could have gone either way, right? I could have gone into more addictive substances or I could have gone into dysfunctional behaviors.
Mhm.
But my mom is a social worker / therapist, and she was telling me about mindfulness and she was telling me about CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. And something in there struck a chord with me. And so what I started doing is I started journaling what I was feeling.
Mhm.
And journaling is the best way to build a relationship with yourself. And that's the third most important part. A lot of times, the things that's going on in our head that we call we're feeling stressed,
Mhm.
stress is not an emotion.
Mhm.
Stress is a bundle of emotions that have been unresolved and they become a cloud and they just stay in the top of our head.
Mhm.
So the way to think about it is like, think about unspooling a spaghetti from, right? That's what journaling and mindfulness is doing for us. You want to slow it down, slow your mind down, and then start writing down what are you feeling? Why are you feeling that? And once you see it on a piece of paper, it gives you clarity. And that's the most powerful thing. You're able to separate yourself from the emotion and able to have some level of healthy perspective on it and say, okay, these are all the things that are stressing me out. And so that was the third most important thing I would say to connect with your mental health and start on that journey. Start journaling, start building a relationship with yourself and start writing anything, everything. Just sit in front of that book every day for 10 minutes. I guarantee you things will start coming out.